Yo, what's good, peace family. I think I just got asked the best question about self-publishing and publishing anyone's ever asked me before. And they asked me, is Amazon legit with publishing? I heard they do that. It's hard. That's a really hard question to answer. It's like we were texting and stuff, and it was the type of question that I'm like, I can't just type something to you and give you an answer for that. I would have to make a video explaining this because it's not a yes or no question. This is more of if you publish with Amazon, you publish with Ingram Spark, or you publish with all these vanity presses, you publish with any of these other tools and leverages like book to print, draft digital, this kind of stuff. It's not a question of are these good platforms to use. It's a question of what type of position are you in. If you do not have any writing talent whatsoever, if you don't have any money to spend, if you have no idea whether or not you have a good book and your book isn't even finished yet, yes, Amazon is probably the best resource that you could possibly use because it is the lowest barrier to entry. And honestly, for the first few years of Amazon, you're more than likely in a position where you can blame yourself for any reason why you're not making sales. You can blame yourself for any reason why you're not getting any traction or marketing properly. And then you would be very grateful for using Amazon. You won't have to have any real concerns. None of the negatives of using Amazon are going to affect you if you are a brand new author with no money in your pocket and you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. None of the negatives of Amazon are going to affect you. That is one of the greatest things about KDP. That is one of the most amazing things about this generation is that anybody can create. If you have DistroKid, anyone can make music and distribute music. However, with books, the difference is that Amazon is not going to... First off, the benefit is that Amazon is one of the biggest publishers today for what I just said. Most authors are not that talented. Most authors are not that confident. Most people just want to write a book. They don't want to sell the book. They're happy if people just read it. And they're not really going to put forth the money or time and effort to properly market the book. So just having it on Amazon is perhaps the greatest boon that they can imagine. Just having a platform that has a built-in reading base, that has a system of the Kindle for people to read their books on, and to make those people that are very close to you that do want to read your book and support it and just what the hell, it makes it super easy for them to do that from their phone, from their computer, if they already own a Kindle, from their Kindle, What I became disillusioned to with Amazon is if you want to make a living off of this, Amazon is a very difficult platform to make money on. Amazon, for me, has made my best-selling book $5 for the past 5 years. A book that I've recently updated, the price is $4.18, and Amazon takes about 30% to 70% of that. To give you perspective, I sell both those books myself for about $20. That is what the price is in KDP when you go to the pricing and the publishing. It says $19.99. It says $25 to $24.99. Those are the set prices for those books. Amazon is still, against my will, selling those books at $5 and $4.18. Amazon is a very difficult platform to make money on. There are myths of people that are selling well on Amazon, but if you look more into the details, these are people writing 67 books in one series. So they're kind of like abusing the algorithm. They're kind of like, it's more of a manipulation of how Amazon's system works rather than really creating a creative work. You're building in a system you're leveraging advertising, and you would more than likely have to have a pretty big budget to begin with to leverage Amazon ads, because versus Facebook ads, Amazon ads start at $100. You know, a Facebook ad can be $10, $5, and you get some reach, you get some appeal. An Amazon ad starts at $100. If you want it to really be effective, you're probably running about either $5 to $30 worth of ads per day, and you know, you're going to get the results that you get. You're going to have to do that over and 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 over again, you know, because you don't know what the fuck you're actually doing to get organic reach and to get organic appeal. So you kind of hit a tipping point at that point where you've put so much money into Amazon through, again, a built-in network of readers, that so many people have seen your shit that by proxy thousands of people have bought and read your book. But are they buying physical copies? No, they're not. They're buying a free Kindle Unlimited ebook, or a 99 cents or a $1.99 or a $2.99. And again, Amazon takes 30 to 70% of that. So it's like you have to sell millions, literally to millions of people, to even make like a percentage of your money back, versus selling your books directly yourself, and you keep all the retail. You have to also pay for 100% of your expenses yourself, but you keep 100% of your profits. You keep 100% of your revenues. Most people do not want to do the work of being an actual self-published author, and that's basically like the selling books out of the back of your trunk method. You know, you selling your shit yourself. You sell the oil. Being a writer for Amazon is almost like being an employee. And you have very good employees that stay with the company for years and years and years. And because they know the politics of the corporation and the business, they're able to elevate and move up and be promoted by that business. It's very hard to self-promote using Amazon because the customer service is really shitty and very like bitchy. You know, it's like you're not dealing with like American people that understand what you're going through, that are living in your country, that understand the conditions that you're in. You're dealing with an Indian person across the world from you, living in completely fucking conditions than what you're living in. And while there might be some commonalities between India and America, there really aren't. There really are not a lot of correlations that you can make, or else they would not be fucking coming here, you know. It's difficult. So much of Amazon is outsourced. So much of Amazon is divided and split. So much of Amazon is just like, you really just have to sell your soul to a corporation to get your books out there. The next level of that is utilizing Ingram Spark. And Ingram Spark is a paid service. It is very expensive. The use of Ingram Spark itself is not. It's only $50 and $25 per book. It's $50 to print a print book and an ebook at the same time. It's $25 for a print book or ebook. But you run into this massive difficulty of Amazon having a very low barrier to entry and Ingram Spark having a very critical metric for entry. Ingram Spark really taught me most of what I know about being an author, and I've only used it for the past few years. I've only used it since the release. For the Crown of Nadia and its actual release was the first time I've ever used Ingram Spark. And since then, that was 2020 or 2020. It was either December of 2020 or it was 2021. I don't remember, honestly. I would have to look it up and see. But I think it was December of 2020. It was Christmas or Thanksgiving of 2020. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But that's the only 2 to 3 years of the time I've been eating. And that's what I've learned the majority of what I know about publishing. Because with Amazon, you really can do like the whole process yourself on Amazon. Amazon, you really can do a DIY book, have it not really be edited, have it not really be quality, and then you can still say that you're an author. The difficulty is that there's a direct link to like Ingram Spark is a lot more hands-on. The customer service is a lot better because it's like they're hand curating this stuff. They're experts of utilizing the system that they're using. It's like, I don't know. It's very different. It's like the difference between dealing with someone who talks about wanting to be successful versus talking to someone who is successful. That's the difference between Ingram Spark and Amazon. Jeff Bezos has never had to make a book on his platform and see whether or not it grew. Ingram Spark is the direct link to getting your book into bookstores, getting your book into big box stores. Ingram Spark is really the bar. So what I would do if I was to do this all over again, and I'm still doing it for the first time, I can do it all over again any day if I want to, you know. I would probably spend 2 to 3 years on Amazon. Really learn everything on Amazon. And then spend 1 to 2 years at Ingram Spark. And then decide which one you like more. And then why you're spending that time in Amazon, because you're probably not going to be making a lot of money off of it. I made literally more money in 1 day than 5 years using Amazon, to give you some sense of perspective, which turned into making more money in a year doing the shit myself than I had ever made and I could ever have dreamt of making on Amazon. Amazon is holding a lot of authors back, and some people are too grateful to just have a book published to really criticize the experience that they've had using Amazon. I was forced to use Ingram Spark because Amazon was ineffective, and then I was forced to go back to Amazon because I found Ingram Spark to be a little ineffective. Because Ingram Spark does not have any of the same mechanisms to help you to help you promote a book. While you do have direct Amazon ads, you do have Ingram Spark promotion. I have zero experience with that. Amazon has made everything very intuitive, made everything very easy. And again, like, you would have to spend some time really learning Ingram Spark inside and out, which, you know, I really haven't done yet at this point. I use it, I leverage it, but it's really not my favorite system to use because Amazon is it's just so easy to use Amazon. So for the more experienced authors in that case, if you do have more experience with publishing, if you do already have graphic designers and editors that you work with, if you do already have your business system set in place and you're willing to buy your own IBSNs, to buy your own copyright, then yeah, there's no issue really using Amazon. But in that same regard, if you have all that stuff set up, you should probably be using Ingram Spark because from personal experience, it just looks a lot better having your book in every single bookstore. And Ingram Spark is going to publish your book on Amazon regardless. So it doesn't make sense to really limit yourself to just using Amazon when if you used Ingram Spark is by proxy going to publish your book on Amazon. And if you claim your book, it's still going to show up under your author profile. You're still going to be able to look at it, manage it, look at your sales and all that kind of stuff from KDP. Like, you can use both. I use both because of exactly what I just told you. Like, once I published it in Ingram Spark, it was like taking a little longer than, because on Amazon it's instantaneous almost. You publish a book, 3 hours later, the next fucking day, your book is published and it's approved. Ingram Spark is actually looking at your shit, and they will pull your book from publishing if it is not meeting their standards. Amazon won't necessarily do that. Amazon will let you rock with a shitty book for years and years and years and years before you really realize it's a bad book. Ingram Spark is not going to let you publish some bullshit on their fucking platform. So, like I said, that wasn't really something that I could type. That wasn't really something that I could just put into written word. I really had to let those thoughts formulate and really come together on their own. Because I don't talk about my experience on this often, because I don't want to sound bitter. I don't want to sound angry. I don't want to sound like anything like that. But I do want to give an unbiased, informative, educational perspective on self-publishing. So if I was just getting started, first book ever, never done this before, Amazon. If I had everything, all my ducks set in a row, I was ready to take over the entire industry, Ingram Spark. If I was more experienced, I already had a team, I already knew what I was doing, I would just use whatever platform it took to buy my own books and then sell my own books my goddamn self. Because I don't got to give anybody no fucking money. I don't got to deal with any other fucking bullshit. I own everything, and I'm making all the profit. But if you're going to take the third route, do not expect Amazon to help you. Do not expect Ingram Spark to help you, because you will not be making them any money. You will not be giving them any money, and they will have no incentive to assist you in any type of way. If you are making Amazon a lot of money, you would make a lot of money using Amazon. If you're making Ingram Spark a lot of money, you would make a lot of money using Ingram Spark. If you are honestly just trying to make money for yourself, you're trying to feed your family, use whatever platform that it takes for you to buy physical copies of your own book to sell to people directly, because that's the only way that you're going to make any fucking money doing this. If you're just doing this for the narcissism, probably use Ingram Spark. If you're just using this to have a book that's out and that exists just to say that you made a book, use Amazon. All right, peace, family. Have a great day.